Cliches exist for a reason. And as far as sports are concerned, there may not be one more widely referred to as the following statement: defense wins championships. As the New York Rangers head deeper into the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs, it seems appropriate to examine their defensive pairings and see if they can be factors in the fight against the Carolina Hurricanes. For the sake of accuracy and urgency, we'll specifically highlight the top 4 Ranger Blueliners. This is not to discredit the contributions of players like Braden Snyder, Justin Braun, or Patrick Nemeth, but as the tournament heats up, it's clear that the top 4 guys will receive an increased workload and the majority of the time on ice. So enough with the pomp and circumstance. Let's start with the second pair, the gritty combo of Keiondre Miller and Jacob Trouba. Perhaps one of the most likable locker room guys, Keiondre Miller has had a breakout season filled with explosive defensive plays and unexpected offensive opportunities. He was put to the test in round 1 against the Pittsburgh Penguins. His average time on ice increased from the regular season total by almost 6 whole minutes. However, fatigue did not completely stifle his production. Miller recorded 3 assists and a pivotal goal in Game 7. If one learned anything about this Ranger defenseman in the first round, it's that he's young and unafraid. There was many times in the previous series where Keiondre faced up with the likes of Sidney Crosby and Chris Letang. While he didn't have an easy time at all, his willingness to scrap it up with the best for supremacy speaks volumes about his mental makeup as a budding star. Miller is someone who will certainly make his presence felt defensively, but against a team as fundamental as Carolina, he may need to get creative on offense. He is fully capable of doing so, but it remains to be seen whether or not he'll have the offensive confidence to consistently take shots in key spots. As for Key's partner, Jacob Trouba, his average time on ice in round 1 was 25 minutes and 57 seconds, an increase of just over 3 minutes from his regular season tally. During that regular season, Trouba compiled 177 total blocks. Although this isn't a playoff stat, it's wildly important to the Rangers' Stanley Cup hopes. Having a defenseman who embraces contact with the puck can slow down dangerous shooters and prevent nasty tip-ins from getting the best of your goalie. Given that Carolina boasts scorers such as Sebastian Aho and Vincent Trocheck, Trouba's blocking ability will be needed, as will his veteran presence. After the Game 7 Garden thriller, Trouba spoke about how the bench remained calm after falling behind on the scoreboard, and one can imagine that this quiet confidence is partly due to his leadership.
Nothing's really forced on the bench. It's not anybody trying to rah-rah. I think everybody's pretty calm in how we play the game and get back on the bench. It's calm. People are talking. No one's yelling or freaking out or any of that. I mean, Chris threw an iPad, so that was a big story. But no, I think the energy, the mood was the same as it's been all year. I think there's just a belief in every guy.
The Rangers' top 2 defensemen, Ryan Lindgren and Adam Fox, were certainly busy in the Broadway Blueshirts' first-round matchup. One was fighting to stay on the ice, while the other averaged the most time on ice of any skater. Both proved to be critical components of the comeback and will certainly be under a microscope against those jerks from Carolina. Ryan Lindgren couldn't play games 2 to 4 due to injury, and boy did the 7th Avenue skaters miss him. His absence put more pressure on guys like Keiondre Miller and Justin Braun to produce. When active against the Pens, though, he made quite the splash, averaging 23 minutes and 51 seconds on the ice and recording both a goal and an assist. Lindgren's a defense-first defenseman that doesn't often look for the flashy pass. His grit helps him to pass the puck smartly and ensure that the Rangers don't commit any atrocious turnovers. In addition to being a warrior on the ice, this is most definitely his greatest strength. Hockey IQ is vital to playoff success, and his ability to play intelligently reduces the chances of Igor Shesterkin going under fire in the crease. Ryan Lindgren's partner and New York fan favorite Adam Fox may very well be the best all-around defenseman in the NHL. The 24-year-old sensation can do it all. Block, pass, score, you name it, Fox has it covered. As previously teased, he averaged the most time on ice of any skater in the opening round, clocking in at 28 minutes and 25 seconds. He was second on the team in points, recording 3 goals and 7 assists in the process. During the series, he demonstrated that he could be an even more effective shooter than he already is. A trained eye observed that his usual pass-first mentality was slightly more nuanced. One could see that Fox was looking for shot opportunities that could also lead to easy tip-ins. This could be the Jericho native's biggest advantage as things get going against the Hurricanes. The opposition will definitely be expecting Fox to look for an open man. He can tilt the ice by looking to shoot first early and often. Will this make or break his personal series? No. Adam Fox will step up in more ways than one, but attempting to give the Canes a different look could make all the difference in terms of wins and losses. So, 2 questions remain. Why talk about the Rangers' defensive core, and why harp on their offensive output? Here's the deal. Against Pittsburgh, not one Ranger blue liner had an expected goals percentage above 41%. In layman's terms, this means that when Ranger defensemen were on the ice, the team didn't produce as many chances as they gave up. This could have been partly due to Lindgren's injury, the fact that Miller took on a more physical role than normal, or poor offensive play that led to breaks on the other end. Regardless, the truth remains that they were not as effective as they should have been. Carolina's defense is no joke. In fact, their top 2 blue liners, Jacob Slavin and Tony DeAngelo, led the club in offensive points at the conclusion of the first round. The Rangers have a talented defensive core. They'll need to step up against the Canes by playing smart offensive hockey while also staunchly defending the net. So the cliche seems to reign true. Defense wins championships, and the New York Rangers are hoping to prove it once and for all. With WFUV Sports, I'm Colin Loughran.